Hello everyone, welcome to Super Kalam. I am your teacher Arpita, and today this is going to be a really important session for all of you. As we all know that mains is approaching, and when mains are closer, we need to understand the do's and don'ts in your answer sheet. Since the last 35 days, I have been running single handedly with the help of Super Kalam an initiative called Daily Mains Answer Writing Challenge, which comes under our GS Free Foundation initiative, wherein we are training students on how to master the art of answer writing. Master the art of writing itself, then answer can be formulated if you have a good conceptual hold over the topic. अब इस आंसर राइटिंग के सेशंस के अंदर हम करते क्या है कि डेली इन द मॉर्निंग वी गिव वन टॉपिक टू प्रिपेयर and one DMQ, that is daily mains question from that topic or from any other topic. Sometimes I also pick up questions from the previous year question paper, and then students write those answers. There is a deadline, they submit their answer sheets, and जिन्होंने डेडलाइन नहीं फॉलो करी है वो सुपर कलाम से अपने आंसर्स को इवेल्युएट करवा लेते हैं विद इन अ मिनट. आई ऑल्सो टीच यू हाउ यू कैन ऑल्सो एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कैन गेट योर आंसर्स इवेल्युएटेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ सुपर कलाम इन जस्ट 1 minute. But first, let me first tell you the do's and don'ts of answer writing. Only then you will write and then you will get it evaluated, right? Here I have three answer copies. This is first, this is second, and this is the third one. And I'm going to help you understand the do's and don'ts of answer writing. वैसे तो all the instructions are given on the answer writing booklet itself. But still, when you start writing, there are certain hits and misses that I want to point out. First of all, I would request all of you to get yourself a UPSC style practice booklet. It is easily available on Amazon. या फिर आप किसी भी बुक स्टोर में जाएंगे वहां पर भी इजीली अवेलेबल रहता है यूपीएससी स्टाइल आंसर बुकलेट, because it will help you to understand how the borders are drawn and how you have to write the answer within the borders. If you look at this copy again, this is another good example of a notebook that student has used to write the answer. This is also matlab all the students I can see who are practicing daily answer writing, they follow my instructions and they have uh, purchased this UPSC style answer booklet. Now when we start writing an answer, we need to keep in mind certain things. As I zoom it out, you will see that the headings or the numbering that has been done by the student, it has been done within the borders, right? नॉट इन दी बॉर्डर्स बट आउटसाइड दी बॉर्डर्स. जो बॉर्डर्स के बीच में जगह है, स्पेस है, वहां पर सारे सारे पॉइंटर्स लिखे गए हैं. नथिंग इज रिटन इनसाइड द बॉर्डर्स because this is one of the rules of UPSC. You do not have to write anything, it is written on top also. Candidates must not write on this margin. You have to follow this rule. I have seen many answer sheets. I've been evaluating 200 plus answer sheets in a day. Super Kalam has been evaluating 1,000 plus answer sheets in a day. And we have both noticed that students they write here in this margin, which is absolutely wrong. यहाँ पर negative हो जाता है फिर आपके marks, है ना? तो यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं लिखना है. This is for the examiner to write feedback on or to write marks on. But ये examiner की जगह है, आपकी जगह नहीं है. Student has to write within the two lines, between the two lines. Okay? Second important point, if it's a 10 marker question or if it's a 15 marker question, I've often seen students getting confused about the word limit, the page limit, etc. So I have this habit ki if I'm giving a 10 marker question, you have to write your answer in 1.5 page. Keep with yourself 1.5 page to write the answer. This student has also used the same technique. He used 1.5 page, one page pura entire and half a page here to write the answer because it was a 10 marker question. If it's a 15 marker question, I suggest the students to keep with themselves 2.5 pages at max and then write their answer. जब आपके पास पेज लिमिट हो जाती है, then automatically your brain becomes very active and accordingly your brain frames the answer, structures the answer. Word limit भी अपने आप ही accordingly save हो जाती है. This was the second important highlight that I wanted you to understand. The third highlight is this mistake I want all of you to avoid. Writing with two different things. You have to write with the same ink. ये तो चलो question है, इसको हम exempt कर सकते हैं. But I've also noticed students writing headings with black pen or red pen and writing the main answer with blue pen. Avoid doing this. You will not have that much time in the exam hall. Use only blue color ink and write your answer with that. चाहे वो हेडिंग हो, सब हेडिंग हो, कुछ भी हो, फर्दर एक्सप्लेनेशन हो, यूज वन इंक ओनली, यू विल नॉट हैव टाइम. वन आंसर विल हैव टू बी रिटन इन 7 to 8 minutes. तो उस हिसाब से आपको टाइम अपना अकॉर्डिंगली यूज करना है. Now, coming on to the next important aspect, we have discussed three things now. Fourth thing is, do not write anything on top of the answer sheet. चाहे वो सिंबल हो किसी तरीके का, रिलीजियस सिंबल, और योर सिग्नेचर और योर नेम. नो आइडेंटिफिकेशन हैज टू बी displayed on the answer sheet over here or over here. जो भी आपको भरना है वो आपको एग्जाम हॉल में, before you start writing, there will be a sheet, you will be filling all your details over there, but here in the answer sheet, while you are writing the answer, no other identification marks have to be displayed. This was the fifth important aspect that I wanted all of you to understand. Now another important point is that make sure that your answer is at least readable. ऐसा नहीं हो कि यहाँ पर जैसे स्कूल टाइम में टीचर्स बोलती थी ना, ये क्या कीड़े मकोड़े मारे हुए हैं. वो नहीं करना है. अगर आप, if you are writing very small letters, still make sure that they are readable. There should be enough space between the words, the statements, the sentences, so that the examiner can clearly read them, because he or she will be checking a lot of papers, right? तो आपको आपके हैंडराइटिंग को रीडेबल बनाना है. देर इज नो नीड टू मेक इट ब्यूटिफुल बहुत ज्यादा. इफ इट इज ब्यूटिफुल, इट इज गुड. जस्ट लाइक दिस, इट्स naturally beautiful handwriting, naturally beautiful handwriting. But if you are writing very small amount of letters, make sure there is enough space, just like this student has done, so that it becomes readable for me to check your answer sheet, or for the examiner to check your answer sheet. ये तो हो गए technical rules that you should remember while attempting. Now, the second important aspect is underlining. I have often seen students underlining in the introduction itself. But these answer sheets, तभी मैंने आपको दिखाया, these are ideal answer sheets. Whenever you open a book, have you seen or have you noticed in any book that the introductory paragraph is underlined or highlighted? No, right? Or the conclusion of the book is underlined or highlighted? No. The underlining, the highlighting, every beautification is done in the main chapters of the book, in the body of the book, not in the introduction or the end part, right? Why? Because basically you want the person to understand the words, the statements, the sentences, right? तो इसीलिए इंट्रोडक्शन और कंक्लूजन में अंडरलाइन अवॉइड किया करो. Whatever underlining or highlighting you have to do it in the main body of the answer. Okay, that is also one of the formal rules of writing, or writing an answer, or even writing in journal. Now coming to the next aspect, whenever we are looking at questions, we need to understand how to break the question into three parts. If you get any question, you have to break it into three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. Please write it down. The body of the answer, if it is a 10 marker, it can be divided into two parts. If it's a 15 marker, can be divided into four or three parts. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पर conclusion, there are two types of questions in which there are two types of conclusions which have to be written. If the question is on a static topic, just like this, compare and contrast the British approach and Indian approach to parliamentary sovereignty, that was a question taken from GS paper 2 and it was from the PYQ 2023 के PYQ से लिया था. अब basically ये static concept के ऊपर question है. They are talking about parliamentary sovereignty, right? So here the conclusion would be the summary of what you have written in the body of the answer. But if the question is on any issue, for example, poverty, hunger, or terrorism, national security, disaster management, any issue which has been raised, in that case, the conclusion should be way forward. Way forward means possible solution. Way forward means possible solution. What you as an administrator can give a solution to this particular issue to solve it. That should be your conclusion in any issue based question. You have to keep these two things in mind. अगर ये चीजें आपने दिमाग में रख ली, then trust me, आपका conclusion और introduction का part ही solve हो जाएगा. Now, how to frame an introduction? Let's have a look at this question. Compare and contrast the British approach and Indian approach to parliamentary sovereignty. What is the examiner asking question over? It is asking question over the term parliamentary sovereignty. Okay, इस term के ऊपर question पूछा जा रहा है. So in the introduction, first you will introduce what exactly is. पहले you will explain what is sovereignty, and then you will explain what is parliamentary sovereignty. तो यहाँ पर sovereignty के साथ parliamentary sovereignty explain किया, that would be your introduction. Then the next part of the question will start, which is basically the body of the answer. In the body of the answer, you will compare and contrast. Compare means what is the similarity between the two, contrast means what is the difference between the two, and support your points. Every point should be supported by one example each. If it's a 10 marker question, one example to support each point. If it's a 15 marker question, you can give two examples to support the point. Examples should be elaborated if it's a 15 marker question, because स्पेस की कमी रहती है, इसलिए 10 मार्कर क्वेश्चन में एग्जाम्पल ज्यादा रहे, इलेबोरेशन अगर हल्का सा कम भी है तो इट इज ओके, बिकॉज वी हैव टू सेव द word limit also, है ना? So this is something that you need to keep in mind when you are writing an answer. Now let's take up another example. This is again a static question on history. गुप्ता एम्पायर के ऊपर static question है. यहाँ पर आप देखो, question is very simple and very direct. Question says, discuss the main contribution of Gupta period to Indian heritage and culture. गुप्ता पीरियड का कंट्रीब्यूशन क्या है हमारे कल्चर एंड हेरिटेज में? तो इन द यू विल फर्स्ट डिवाइड द क्वेश्चन, इंट्रोडक्शन, बॉडी एंड कंक्लूजन. Once you divide in the introduction, you will first give a glimpse of what was Gupta period. You will write down the timeline. If you don't remember the timeline, write down specific feature. It was a golden age of India. Why it was a golden age? In 3 to 4 lines, you have to explain it why it was a golden age. And then you will explain the contribution. Now, not every contribution is asked, only the main contribution is asked. So the student has explained art and architecture by giving examples. Then the student has explained sculpture, again given examples, literature, given examples, scientific advancements, 2 to 3 lines of elaboration with example, and that is how the student has explained the main contribution of Gupta Empire into the heritage and culture of India, and finally summed up the entire body of the answer. पूरी body को यहाँ पर sum up कर दिया है in the conclusion, because it was a static question. That is why there is no need to give way forward. Just a conclusion or a summary of the body of the answer is sufficient. दिस इज हाउ यू नीड टू अप्रोच मीन्स. अब ये तो आपको क्विकली मैं किसी भी क्लास में बता सकती थी. वाई आई क्रिएटेड दिस स्पेसिफिक सेपरेट क्लास फॉर एक्सप्लेनिंग ऑल ऑफ दीज निटी ग्रिटीज? Because even after telling this in every live class that I take here on this YouTube channel, even after Super Kalam highlighting all these aspects in its evaluation and feedback, students often miss out on these points. That is why a separate class had to be made जहां पर आप सिर्फ nitty gritties को देखो और समझो कि how you have to approach an answer and how it is easy. It is just about what is asked and how in a very clear and literal sense you can answer it. जो आपसे पूछा गया है उतना ही आंसर करना है. एंड डिफ्रेंसिएशन कैसे करते हैं 10 मार्कर एंड 15 मार्कर क्वेश्चन के एक्सप्लेनेशन में. Okay, I hope you have noted all these points down. Now let me take you through the Super Kalam's mains evaluation aspect. Because whenever you start practicing your answer, I'll also give you one homework today. Attempt that homework and get it evaluated by Super Kalam, and tell me in the chat section, in the comment section down below, what was your score. Okay, that is your task for today. Let me also see how many students have the courage to face this challenge. Let me help you go through Super Kalam first. Now here we are at Super Kalam. Let me help you. Either you can click here, evaluate my handwritten mains answer, or you can click here. So this is superkalam.com/chat. The link is also given in the description box. You will click on evaluate mains answer button. You will upload your PDF over here. I'll upload the PDF over here. This was a GS answer, so I've picked the GS button. It was a 10 marker answer. Super Kalam has read the answer sheet and suggested the question. ये question था. Ask Super Kalam and see within 60 seconds the entire answer will be evaluated. Your feedback will be given to you step by step on introduction, body and conclusion, along with your scores and your model answer. See, introduction heading has been written. Super Kalam evaluated your introduction and given you suggestions to improve. Body of the answer, again Super Kalam is giving you suggestions to improve the body of the answer. Missing point, जो map missing है वो भी Super Kalam यहाँ पर आपको समझा रहा है. How you can improve, and these are your marks. This is your model answer. You click on it, you will get model answer. Further, you can practice MCQs on Gupta period because question was on it. आप फर्दर ब्रेनस्टॉर्म कर सकते हो उसी टॉपिक के ऊपर, एंड यू कैन इनहांस योर नॉलेज एंड लर्निंग. So I'm giving you the question over here. The question is very simple. Discuss the main contribution of Gupta period to Indian heritage and culture. 10 marker question. This is your homework for today. Complete your homework and get it evaluated by Super Kalam today, and tell me your scores in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your scores. Thank you so much, everyone. Keep writing, keep evaluating, and keep revising.